G'day YouTube. So I've got another black pine I want to have a look at today. This tree has actually some raffia and heavy wire on it. Now I think it's time to have a look and see, get that all off now and see how the tree is positioned. I have a possible front in here which I like on this black pine. However, you've probably seen this tree before and I've shown you that the total opposite is actually another nice tree as well. So there's two opportunities, two nice positions, two nice trees here. This one, unfortunately, the top goes to the back, and the tree bends a little bit to the back. So that's why I have this as originally the front, where this is much more forward. You probably see on a diagonal, you see on the diagonal how that is a bit more forward in this front position here. So I just want to work on getting this heavy wire off and this raffia off, and just to see what's happened, and maybe I can rewire this tree today, see how we go. But a lot of the bottom branches are nicely wired. Just got to reset some of those, and just check the wiring. The wire's not dug in too much. So yeah, let's have a look at it. I'll take all the wire off and I'll show you the result. Probably expecting a bit of damage, but this was some big heavy bends put in this tree, so we'll see how the raffia held up and protected the tree, and then we'll see what the tree looks like afterwards. So I'm just going to go around now, chop all the wire as much as I can off, take all the raffia off and see what is left. Alright, check back soon. So I've taken off the raffia now and I'm not too happy with myself, I guess. I probably left the raffia on too long, and this branch and this branch, you can see there's whilst the wiring and raffia did the job, there's no splitting. The branches have bent to where they are. They haven't moved from where I've taken off the wire, so that's all good. But you can see here, there's still raffia stuck into the bark. A bit of damage there. You can see. Yeah, I'm not too happy with how the raffia performed, but that's probably my lack of skills and not my forte raffia. But in all, it's actually protected as best it can. The wire hasn't really dug into those areas, so the raffia did its job. I probably just left the raffia on too long, and that's why it started to kind of sink in to the bark, and it doesn't look so appealing. But I guess I was always expecting a bit of damage like that. But all in all, not too bad, just not happy with myself. Probably left the raffia on too long. But yeah, that's what it's looking like now. You can see there's quite a nice little tree there, I think, in the future. I do want to probably get this guy around a bit more, because this angle is not pleasing at all. I might be tilting the tree actually in the future, just to get rid of that horizontal. Looks a bit too horizontal, and that's what I was trying to eliminate before. Hasn't really worked as well as I wanted, but you can see how it's horizontal and I don't like that. So maybe if it was tilted a bit more from that angle, so you can see if the camera's straight, change of angle, tilted, maybe that is more appealing, gives you more interest. Probably is a bit more interest of a tree there. Now it's a matter of looking and thinking and coming up with ideas and just trying to style this tree differently. That's the hardest bit, is actually trying to come up with a way to design and style this tree. Maybe the other side looks better now. Maybe we can use that. So let's try a few things out. Okay, I'll check back in a few seconds. So I think I've decided to stick with this as the front of the tree. There's some nice bit of deadwood work I can work there. There's some nice little gins there. The main reason I chose this, whilst this branch is a bit of an annoying thing, I can actually hide that a little bit and wire certain things and bend it in a certain way and tilt the tree. The reason I didn't like this side, whilst the branching is fantastic, you're gonna be stuck with these pretty much for the rest of your life. I mean, I'm not even confident they'll heal totally over, and at the moment they're real eyesores. Just if that was healed nicely, I think we could have built a tree from here, even though the top is backwards. See how it's going back? I think we could have used maybe these two branches here to create something really cool. But as soon as you turn it to this angle, you can see the huge defects, I say, the huge negatives of this position. Those holes, those wounds are just, that's the reason why this was the back of the tree, I'm sure. Plus the bar is not as good, nowhere near as good as the other side, but it does have the branching in the right place. So with that main issue, like you see this side, that trunk line is beautiful, no damage apart from the gins on this side, and that's quite explainable. That's really interesting. That tells you a story of, you know, death and something happened on this side and killed off the tree, and that's why the right side of the tree is alive. So I'm going to work with that idea. So I'm going to see how much I get done before the daylight finishes, and we'll see how it comes up. I'm just going to be wiring, I think, pretty much, and yeah, just wire this tree up and see how it looks and how it comes together. But yeah, I envision that maybe shorter trees, squash it down a little bit, just a little bit, get these branches wired up, positioned in different angles. I might try a slight tilt. Might try a slight tilt and see how it looks, just to fix that perpendicular, this perpendicular with the pot. I don't like that. So because they're perpendicular, it looks wrong. Just a slight angle change will mean that would not be perpendicular anymore. So that's what I'm going to aim for. Now, I was hoping maybe I can get a guy wire on that, but that's pretty solid. It'd be pretty hard to bend that down and twist that down. I've got to find somewhere on this pot, on this tree, to do that, and that's not going to be easy. But it's a couple of options: either tilt the whole tree when I repot it and get that angle, or try and guy wire this down again. But that is very hard piece of wood. You could probably do it if I have a tie somewhere that I can tie it down with, but unfortunately I'll have to create something to do that, and that's going to be very difficult. But anyway, here's a go. Let's have a go. One of the hardest things I wanted to share today as well is when you're an amateur and you're not a professional, it's very difficult to see what the best solution, position for this tree could be. Now, I know I don't like this as imagine the pot's going to be there, that's the base. Now, I don't like that. That's perpendicular to, that's parallel to the ground. Doesn't look good. So I was contemplating either we tilt it to the right, to the right, to change that angle and make it this branch now. Actually, if you put the pot flat there, that's actually going down. That's an option. I just was thinking maybe we can go this way too. So that's another option too. So it's really hard I just want to show you the struggles, I guess, when you're not a professional, not trained overseas, and not, those incredible professionals out there, that it's really sometimes hard and to come up with the right look for the tree, the right position, the right angle. All I can say is just keep trying different things, keep looking at the tree in different angles. Now, this one's really starting to grow on me. I really like changing it to this position. So the pot will be like that way. This branch kind of almost goes up rather than down. So that's maybe the only issue, but this looks quite nice. The apex will actually probably finish in the middle of the tree, in the middle of the pot. So it's an option. I mean, I still don't know exactly which way to go, but I know I need to wire everything and then see how it all positions. If I go this way, I feel the tree is falling over, but it's a really interesting and exciting tree as well. So I don't know, we'll have to go through the process and see what we end up coming up with. So I just want to share the difficulties sometimes in trying to actually find the right position for the tree. I mean, that looks great to me, it looks really interesting, but also tilting it this way, that looks interesting too. So it's a tough one, but that's the things we have to do until I wire this whole tree out, and then start to position branches and see where things look and see what looks right and so on. I won't actually know what the right front is. So that's just me. That's how my level. I wish it could be different, but that's what I go through. That's the process I go through, trying to find the right spot, position for the tree, right front for the tree. So we'll see how we go. I'm going to keep wiring it up, and I'll come back and see where we are. So I've continued wiring the tree. Now I've You can see they're quite nice. This pad, that pad. I've got the back. Now I'm up to this apex up here. Now I'll just show you the dilemma I've got if the sun plays nicely. So I've got 1, 2, and 3 all from the same spot. Now that's already starting to swell at that point. So the decision is going to be to remove one, unfortunately. Might not be too problematic because what I can see at the moment, this guy at the front, this branch here at the front is quite leggy. There's nothing really here at all. It's plain. Oh, there's no branching. Then it's got leggy growth. I mean, that's not an issue. We can always reduce that in time, but it's also at the front. But that can easily be replaced by this branch at the back here, which is much nicer, much more refined, has much more twigs. So I can bend that around and twist it into place. So I think that might be my plan going forward. I'm gonna have to remove this guy at the front, and then wire the apex back. So wire this guy, that guy, and the apex. Just create nice and open area at the top, just to let it fill out over the coming years. But you got to make the decision now to remove the third branch from the same spot. Otherwise, that's just going to get too fat. It's already there is a reverse taper a little bit there already, so we've got to get rid of one now. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to remove that, and then wire the rest, and I'll come and show you what it looks like at the end, and we can see what happens with the front. Okay everyone, so I have finished wiring the tree, so I am still in a dilemma on where the front is for this tree. Now let's try and have a look at this tree a bit closer. If that's at eye level, you can see it's actually looking quite nice, even at the front there, the original front. So that's looking quite. Maybe there isn't a need to tilt it in any way, but that looks like. I'll just do a spin around so you can see the full wiring. Now, it's good to space out your branches, fan them out, so you can direct lots of sun into that area. So if that's the original kind of front, it's actually quite nice. I mean, it's a bit hard to probably see on camera, but it's actually got some nice clean lines in there, and then the apex. So imagine, yeah, in a pot like that, it doesn't look too bad. This branch doesn't look as bad as I originally thought, but yeah, that's an idea. It's a bit sparse up here, intentionally. The apex is a bit empty, which is what we want to do, so that fills out. But yeah, so let's try. That is probably a little wire there. That's probably where I had the original front. I'm not sure what it looks like right now, but looks all right. To the naked eye, it looks pretty good. From anywhere around here, looks pretty good as the front. Let's try and tilt it. So I reckon if it goes this way a little bit, I'll have to adjust a lot of the branching and wiring. It looks good too. Slight adjustment to the right. You know, you might have to re-level the branches, but that's okay. It's doable. And let's try the other way. That's how this goes. Bit hard with the left hand, but we'll see how we go. Hang on. Maybe I'll change my angle. Let's see. Off we go that way. That's not too bad as well. Maybe around this side. So we can tilt it to the left, it looks pretty good. We can almost leave it as is. Looks pretty cool, but I don't think it's as dynamic when it's straight, left straight there. Or we can try and tilt it to the right. And that looks quite good too. Hard to say, it's really difficult to judge right at the moment. It's probably one of those things where you're just going to leave. I'm just going to leave this. I'd love some feedback in the comments below if you want to give me some feedback, what you think is the better angle. The left. This is tilting to the right. We can leave it as it is. which I'm not a huge fan of, but it still looks good. Or we can tilt it to the left. I'll just get my hand around it, which isn't too bad as well. Tilt to the left. There we go. I just imagine repositioning though, all the wires. So anyway, there we go. I'm not actually gonna decide now. There's no point. There's no need to decide right now on the actual right position. It's fully wired. I'm not going to repot it, of course, but maybe in springtime. It's actually at the moment it is the start of winter, or getting to midwinter almost now. But I'll probably wait until end of August to look at maybe a new pot for it and repositioning it if I find a nice good pot. I'm not sure, not even sure the angle right now. So I think this is just too bland, too plain if it's kept straight. Has to go left or right. Love your comments, loved your feedback. If you can give me some feedback, whether we want to tilt it to the left or tilt it to the right, left or right. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, subscribe and like my videos if you can. But yeah, just this is really showing you, you do struggle. I do struggle trying to pick, take some time trying to pick where the fun is. It's not automatic for me, but it's a good challenge. It's a good opportunity to always play around with your trees, look at different angles, look at different views. I might look back on these videos and go, oh man, that's so easy now. That's where it should be. But it's a good little tree. I think it's got a lot of potential. Yeah, so yeah, send me your comments below. It'd be great. Left or right, maybe keep it straight. You never know. Lots of information. Thanks everyone. Look forward to my next video and take care. Bye.